Hello, friends. Welcome to the class of sixth semester, first lecture, Elastomer Technology Testing and Characterization. Let's see the first unit. So, in first unit, basically, you need to know about the history of natural rubber. So, rubber was known to indigenous people of the America long before the arrival of the European explorer. So indigenous people are basically native people, means they are from there. They are from that land only. They have not been migrated from somewhere. So in 1943, Christopher Columbus reported that he had seen a Mexican tribes people playing with elastic balls. So क्रिस्टोफर कोलंबस ने देखा कि कुछ बच्चे इलास्टिक बॉल से खेल रहे हैं मैक्सिकन ओरिजिन के. The first scientific study of rubber was undertaken by Charles de la Condamine when he encountered it during his trip to Peru in the year 1735. A French engineer that Condamine met in Guiana, Furneaux studied rubber on its home ground, reaching the conclusion that this was nothing more than a type of condensed resinous oil. The first use for rubber was an eraser. You write with a pencil, then you erase it. It was Magellan, a descendant of the famous Portuguese navigator Vasco da Gama, who suggested its use. In England, Priestley popularized it to the extent that it became known as India rubber. The word for rubber in Portuguese is borracha, originated from one of the first applications of this product, when it was used to make jars, replacing the leather borrachas that the Portuguese used to ship wine. Returning to the works of Condamine, Macquer suggested that rubber could be used to produce flexible tubes. Since then, countless craftsmen have become involved with rubber: Goldsmith Bernard, herbalist Wench, Grossart, Landolus, and others. In 1820, British industrialist Nadir produced rubber threads and attempted to use them in clothing accessories. This was the time when America was seized by rubber fever, and the waterproof footwear used by the indigenous people became a success. Waterproof fabrics and snow boots were produced in New England. In 1832, the Rosberg factory was set up. Unfortunately, cold weather affected goods made from the non-vulcanized rubber material, non-vulcanized natural rubber, leaving them brittle and with a tendency to gum together if left in the sun, all discouraging consumers. After a long period attempting to develop a process to upgrade rubber qualities such as including nitric acid that almost ruined him, In 1840, Goodyear discovered vulcanization, quite by accident. An interesting fact, in 1815, a humble sawyer, Hancock, became one of the leading manufacturers in the UK. He invented rubber mattresses, and through an association with Macintosh, he produced the famous waterproof coat known as the Macintosh. Furthermore, he discovered how to cut, roll, and press rubber on an industrial scale. He also noted the importance of heat during the pressing process and built a machine for this purpose. Mackintosh discovered the use of benzene as a solvent, while Hancock discovered that prior chipping and heating were required in order to ensure that the rubber dissolved completely. Hancock also discovered how to manufacture elastic bolts. Finally, in 1842, Hancock came into possession of vulcanized rubber produced by Goodyear, seeking and finding the secret of vulcanization that brought him a vast fortune. So, in cold weather, what used to happen? Not natural rubber, which is not vulcanized, so वो बहुत brittle होता था, and it has a tendency to come together. Means it becomes very like a viscous material if left in the sun because of the heat. So therefore, whatever the products were made, they were again coming back to their original viscous nature. So which is the reason why the customer was discouraged in buying any rubber product. So then to make the rubber very hard and stay in a particular shape, scientists start searching for various methods, and by searching sometimes trial and error, and somehow they got the process of vulcanization. So in 1845, R.W. Thompson invented the pneumatic tire, the inner tube, and even the textured tread. In 1850, rubber toys were being made, as well as solid and hollow balls for golf and tennis. The invention of the velocipede by Machox in 1869 led to the invention of solid rubber, followed by the hollow rubber, and finally the reinvention of the tire. Because Thomson's invention had been forgotten, the physical properties of rubber were studied by Payne as well as Graham, Weisner, and Gerard. Finally, Burckhardt discovered how to polymerize isoprene between 1879 and 1882, obtaining products with properties similar to rubber. The first bicycle tire dates back to the year 1830, and in 1895, Michelin had the daring idea of adapting the tire to the automobiles. Since then, rubber has held an outstanding position on the global market, as rubber is an important raw material that plays a leading role in modern civilization. So, this word velocipede means the early form of the bicycle. Okay. Chemists soon became curious to learn more about its composition in order to synthesize it. In 19th century, work focused on this object, soon discovering that rubber is an isoprene polymer. The Russians and the Germans broke fresh grounds in their efforts to synthesize rubber, but the resulting products were unable to compete with natural rubber. It was only during World War I that Germany, pressured by circumstances, had to develop the industrialized version of the synthetic product. So necessity is the mother of invention, and in the World War One, Germany was facing many hardships because they were losing the war. So they needed a product which can, you know, serve the purpose of rubber and which is much more stronger than natural rubber. So they developed the industrialized version of the synthetic product. This was the springboard for its massive development of the synthetic rubber, or for the massive development of the industry all over the world producing elastomers. So this is all regarding rubber. So springboard is like something that helps you to start an activity, especially by giving you ideas. So this was the springboard for the massive development of the synthetic rubber industry all over the world, producing laughter. So this question can come. It's very interesting. Write history of natural rubber in brief. History of natural rubber in brief. So you have to write all this, how and when it was discovered, who saw it first, then what, how the developments occurred, and the timeline and everything. Okay. So I hope you understand. If you read it, you will understand. There's nothing, you know, that you cannot understand because it's all theoretical.